Hello and welcome back to Pre-Algebra. We are in Chapter 1, Section 4, Solving Multi-Step Equations. If you'll remember from the previous lesson, we talked about solving equations kind of like a set of scales. Now, this is a top-down view of those scales, and here we've put a couple of bears on one side, and then we have plus 2, 2 bears plus 2, and then on the other side we have positive 4. Now, a positive, to get rid of a positive, I need to eliminate it by using a negative. So one of these are opposite pairs. Plus 1 minus 1 is 0. So to eliminate it, I've got to add 2 negatives or subtract 2. Right? So whatever I do on one side, I have to do the same on the other side. So I'm going to eliminate those. Okay, that eliminates these, and that cancels out these. There we go. Now I still have 2 bears, and over here I have 2 counters. So now I need to split these up into 2 equal groups, right? So then I can look at this and say, here I have 1 bear. 1 bear is equal to 1, right? 1 bear is equal to 1. So I've split them up. All right, so here we have 3 bears and -6. I need to eliminate that -6 by adding a positive 6. The positive 6 eliminates the -6. Those cancel out, but I have to do the same thing on the other side. So now I have 3 bears is equal to 9. And then I split them up into 3 equal parts again. All right, here we have 1. And there's another, right? So then we have 1 is equal to 3. 1 bear is equal to 3. All right, here we have 1 negative counter. We're going to eliminate that with a positive counter. All right, we got to do the same thing on both sides. Eliminate those, and that'll cancel this out and cancel this out. Now I'm left with 3. Bears are equal to -6. And then I'm going to split those up again. And here I have 1 bear is equal to 2. So I had to divide that by 3, split it up into groups of 3. All right, so the concept here is that we are going to use inverse operations to undo each operation, right? When we had a negative, we put a positive in. When we had a positive, we put a negative in. And when we had multiple of one, we divided by them. All right, so first step in solving a 2-step equation or a multi-step equation is get rid of grouping symbols and then combine like terms. Write that down. Get rid of grouping symbols, combine like terms. Then, once you've done that, we're left with a 2-step equation, and there are three things we're going to do for this. First, we're going to circle the variable term, including its sign. So we're going to circle what we're solving for. That's -3x. Next, we're going to eliminate means get rid of by adding or subtracting what's outside the circle. So we're going to subtract 2 from each side. We're going to cancel this out. Now in your work, I want you to show the operation that you're doing right underneath it. We are subtracting -2, because if you do it in your head, you might forget what you're doing. We're left with -3x is equal to 9. Now we want to multiply or divide to get the variable by itself. All right, so I'm going to, in this case, this is a multiplication, -3 times x. That's not -3 plus x, that's times x. So I'm going to divide by -3 on each side. That cancels out, and that gives me x is equal to -3. You can always check this by plugging it back into the original. Say -3 times -3 plus 2. Does that equal 11? -3 times -3 is 9. Plus 2 is equal to 11. So that checks out. All right. First, again, I said combine like terms. We've got to eliminate grouping symbols and combine like terms. So here we have like terms. 8x and -6x. Remember, the sign in front of a number goes with a number. Combine those two and we get 2x minus 25 is equal to -35. Now we want to circle the variable term and eliminate what's outside. So plus 25. Remember, write that underneath what it is you're doing. Cancel out the 25. Now we have 2x left is equal to -10. And then in the final step, multiply or divide. This is a multiplication, 2 times x, so divide by 2 on each side. Cancel out the 2, x is equal to -5. All right, and here we have some grouping symbols, in this case parentheses. Get rid of parentheses first. Distributive property says 2 times 1 is 2. 2 times -5 is -10. X plus 4 is equal to -8. Now we have like terms. We want to combine those. We've got a 2 and a 4. Let's put those together. The -10x carries down. And 2 plus 4 is 6, so plus 6 is equal to -8. Now we want to circle the variable term, subtract or eliminate what's outside, in this case by subtracting. The 6 cancels out, -10x carries down is equal to -14. Divide, this time we're dividing again because this is a multiplication. Divide by -10 on each side. This cancels out. And x is equal to negative divided by negative is positive. And when you divide by 10, you just move the decimal one place to the left. So x is equal to 1.4. All right. Here we have a real-life application. Use the table to find the number of miles x you need to run on Friday so that the mean number of miles you run per day is 1.5. All right, so we want to find the mean. You find the mean by adding up all the numbers and dividing by how many there are. There are 5 days total, so we are going to add those up. 2 plus 0 plus 1.5 plus 0 plus x divided by 5, and we want that to equal, is a word for equal. We want that to equal 1.5. All right, so now we add all these up, but remember we want to get rid of grouping symbols, and the fraction bar is a grouping symbol. So we're going to multiply by 5 on each side first, times 5. 1.5 times 5 is 7.5. Okay, the 5's over here cancel out. Divided by 5 times a 5 cancels out. Opposite operations. The zeros we don't need to add. So then we're left with 2 plus 1.5 plus x. So now we got rid of grouping symbols. Now combine like terms. That's the 2 and the 1.5. So we get 3.5 plus x is equal to 7.5. Eliminate what's outside the circle. This is what we're solving for. That's 1x. Okay, so eliminate in this case. This is a plus, so we're subtracting 3.5 from each side. This cancels out. We get x is equal to 4. That's our final answer. That means you need to run 4 miles on Friday in order to have an average of 1.5 miles per day. And that's about all the fun that we can have today, but we will be back again next time for another fun lesson in pre-algebra.